We've been doing tournaments like this for years. Okay, there we go.
Over 7 years at this point. You win a set, you submit the replays. You lose a set, don't worry about it. You're allowed to feel bad and not do anything. All right, winners finals. Game number 1, still the ABSA. I mean, we have Soul on ABSA and we had Penguin on the Ori as well. It just seems like this is the year of experimentation for everyone. Okay, I mean, we've seen this ABSA skin do that to CheesyPotato before, just not with this player. First stock going cleanly over to Soul.
Soulrifle kind of taking form of the real thing a little bit as Penguin gets to shift over to the Ori, but ABSA's still a threat and can still do this if you ever just think, oh, I'm going to recover in a pretty just neutral kind of way. Explode for it. Sorry.
You have one way to get back to stage. You must armor to the side of the stage. You cannot risk going for high pillar because you will die. That's just objectively how this goes. And we've seen that 2 times here. The start of this first game. Soul, I mean, it's, what do you even say? What do you even do if you're Cheesy? Good parry, but you get the edge cancel on the moving platform. Like, you find every single answer. You find some way back in, and Soul's just thinking another step ahead. We do see the up strong off the rock close up his first stock, but I mean, it's a sweet spot kick. It's, a parry up strong, whatever you want here.
I think if the question, both in and out of game, that you wish to pose to Soulrifle is, you got it like that? The answer is always yes.
It's always yes. Every single time. Alright, I mean, Soul's at 80 though. I mean, this is potential territory. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna do an unsafe Thunderline like that. Soul got away with a few of them earlier on, but Fortnite comes in as it always does. Forward tilt up air closes out the first game.
Cleanly taken by Soulrifle, looking for a ABSA sweep here as long as they can keep with it. Game 2, going to Blazing Hideout. First time we're seeing this stage, but Cheesy kind of looking to take use of it and get away from how Jules Vale looks, which was just so comfortable for Soulrifle.
And I think it's really interesting because, Penguin has been focused on life and not stressing out about rivals too much. And so we've seen, her results reflect that. And so there's always been the question of, some people wonder, maybe ABSA's bad now. Maybe ABSA just can't do it anymore. No, she still got it. She still got it. And Soul has been showing that in this first game. But Cheesy, finding a stock of her own, closing the first one out. This is a stage she likes very much, able to get a lot of shenanigans off, flat drop, nair, just to be able to survive for such a long time here as well.
Such an interesting dichotomy now that I'm thinking about it with these two characters, right? Like, there's only so many representatives due to the nature of Rivals not being the biggest game in the world of every individual character. That's why, like, Cake Assault is so commonly associated with Force Burn. Or why it's so hard to think, oh, was Force Burn the best? No, Cake is just that good. Same thing with Penguin for a while. Same thing with many other characters. But on the flip side,
Force is pretty good though.
But
anyway, go ahead.
Yes, Force is incredibly good. Crag, on the meantime, though, was an incredibly popular character and gets a lot of one of the fewer characters in Rivals that gets a ton of meta development by a lot of different people. Cheesy offering her own spin on how Crag can operate through matchups like this, and looking pretty good here in this game too.
Yeah, looking phenomenal, honestly. It's fantastic turnaround from the first game. And again, this stage having the long side blast zones means you're able to kind of drift out when you're at those early to mid percents. But when you're at late percent, you got a DIN on the forward air, which means you're going to get hit by another forward air.
You're just kind of trapped sometimes. And we're looking at maybe one of those situations. Soulrifle running out of resources just at the wrong time, unable to extend any further. Parry will finish off game number 2.
1-1.
CheesyPotato.
We got a set. We have at least a game 4, which is the second time this has happened in this top 8. Will we get a game 5? That remains to be seen. We got to get through game number 3, which we're loading into right now.
Anyway, the top 4s are different from top 8s. Like, That's when the real, I don't know. That's when shit gets real.
I mean, very true. Very true. Again, like both of these players 3-0'd their opponent to get to winners final. So both completely capable, but another strong start here from Soul. Those side platforms just give Absa the perfect springboard to get to the side of the blast zone and just get, forward air, forward air, forward air. Especially if you get a hit fall in the, on the way there. So now the onus is on Cheesy to equalize, and it's rough when you're down this much against Soul.
Yeah, you've got to start making plays. But one of the best things about Absa is the fact that she can control so much of the tempo of the game so reliably. Soulrifle choosing to speed it up more often than not by just the nature of how Absa can approach and harass big bodies, but if he wanted to, he could just simply choose to play the mid to full screen game and let that rock for any amount of time and force Cheesy into worse and worse positions.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of, maybe drops from Soul, but it doesn't even matter, because again, like once you have as much of a lead and when you're able to control the pace that much, I mean, Soul's fine to get Cheesy to 200 and then just get like a random down tilt and close out, close out and stop. You can 100% afford to do that when you're playing this matchup when you have this much of a lead. Yeah, just vibing.
Just waiting it out. Solid up strong, then to at least put it on an even stock, and stock can explode pretty quickly, but it's tough at 185. Yep, you made a slight error, explode.
Yep. And again, it's like, that's totally fine. You don't have to go for any unnecessary risks. You can wait for your opponent to make a mistake like that you can react to. And, I mean, we're at the early percents again, which means Crag is a pinball, and, she's going to get knocked around a little bit. 66%. Really good pickup with the Cloud Pop as well. Into single hit of up B. This stock has been insane from Soul. Finally throws a forward tilt in the wrong direction, but like you got 135. The side blast zone is going to mean Cheesy's alive, but how long can you survive right now?
At least the pillar refresh was there, and the rock to kind of create a faux ceiling. All of the survivability tricks are coming into play to survive until, 180 the last stock, 160 this stock, but survive all you want as long as Soulrifle had control of the stage and of the corner. It was only going to be a matter of time, and that type of self-awareness from Soulrifle is like, okay, I'm pressing, I'm winning the game. I need to not lose it at this position. Don't try and rush anything.
I wonder if Cheesy was in tech lockout at the end there as well, because that delay from the cloud explosion may have just messed up her timing a little bit. It's also interesting that we're going back to Jules Vale for game number 4, because we saw how the first couple of stocks went here in the first game, and it's looking like a repeat here.
Maybe a change of bands on Soulrifle's part, maybe just an awareness of this stage being pretty neutral overall. You just got to play it a little bit better than last time. Unknown to be sure.
Yeah, there's the side B to get back to the wall, but you are at 150, and Soul's content to, wait things out. Curious, the man who hates camping, is not running in at every single opportunity. How curious indeed. It's working out for him. It's working out for him, which is, a shocker. Oh my god, just the raw fair against the wall is going to close up the first stock for Cheesy. You take that. You completely even after the strong start that Soul had. And yeah, right now this is looking doable for Cheesy.
Sometimes you just need a little bit of a break like that, and that's why you go for stage spikes even in games, even in the platform fight where you can protect the wall and survive. You gotta catch your opponent.
Oh no!
Be on it at all times, and Soulrifle definitely is after that first stock, even utilizing and pivoting off of the sudden floor that Cheesy gave herself with the rock.
Cheesy landing on the rock on the top platform, and Soul able to find the perfect hit fall to close out that second stock. I've never seen that interaction in my 7 years of playing this game, and it's just It was so close. It was. We were just even, 2 stocks apiece, and now Cheesy at 112. With a rock in hand, you have no pillar, you have to make it back, and no resources means a 3-1 victory for Soul. Moving on to winner's side grand finals, where Cheesy moves on to losers finals.